Hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Marcus, aka Salem Queer, and this is my horror channel. Today we'll do a movie review of the movie The Hunt from 2020. And also, if you're new to my channel, this is more of a channel that will do a lot of movie reviews and kind of explore and have open discussions of each movie. And also we'll do some ranking lists too and other types of fun open discussions for what is in the horror / thriller community. Also share with me what movie that you want me to review next. I'm trying right now just go through the list of movies that have been released in 2020, and once I kind of go through that, then I'll just keep going on from the years previous. But I do take in consideration of what people want me to review, and I will review those first before I continue on down that list. And my next video, I think I'm going to do another ranking list as well. And if you want me to rank a certain topic of horror, for example, if you want me to rank like best final girls top 10, I will do that. Anything that you want me to do, please share your thoughts and ideas. And last, what would really help me is if you give me a follow as well to my Instagram page, which is Salem Queer, all one word. The Instagram page will be in the descriptions down below here in the video. And if you're not an Instagram user, you can also go to my personal Facebook page, which is just Marcus Christian. I will link that down here below too in the descriptions box as well. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the time to discuss this movie. I really did enjoy this movie. I thought this movie was honestly one of the best ones out of 2020 so far within the horror and thriller genre. And I can't wait for the next video and have you guys visit me and see what we can discuss about for the next topic. If you want to keep up with my content on here, just hit the subscribe button and like this post too. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want even better notification, you can go to your settings in your phone and set up into the app settings of YouTube, and then you can actually design it where you can get just notifications here and there from me or all the time, just to help you keep relevant and also just keep up to date to what I post on here. So again, today we are going to dive into the movie review of The Hunt, and there will be some spoilers a little later on into this movie, so I'll tell you guys when that will be. And yeah, so we'll go into, again, how I always normally do with the reviews, look at the filmography, look at the acting, and look at the writing, and based on my opinion of the movie, how it done performingly. I just want to throw this out here too, that my opinion here is not the highest and greatest. It's not the best at all either. This is just more of an open discussion. I also want to hear your guys' thoughts on the movie as well. Tell me some of your favorite moments. Tell me what was not so favorite. Anything of an open discussion, please. Just to give like a few information or background of this movie. This movie actually was done on a $14 million budget, and it only grossed, I have here in my notes, $5.8 million. But I think, well, not think, we all know, most of that is due to the pandemic results. It was released in US about like a week before the whole country here in the United States was shut down. So it really did affect its theater performance in that way, and it had to go straight into VOD, so it just couldn't recover, which is really heartbreaking because this is actually a really good thriller action-based movie that I believe that should have gotten more attention, but unfortunately due to life circumstances it did not fold into the cards. This film was also directed by Craig Zobel. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And I don't know much of his background or other projects. I never watched any of them. So if any of you all have watched any of his previous films or TV series, comment down below which ones I should actually probably give a try, because I would like to probably explore more into his work and see what more of his like taste and style and eyes more of my jazz or my field of interest or any potential for the future. So it was produced by Jason Blum, which I have grown more and more liking the Blumhouse production. I'll admit, there has been films that really been a miss. For example, like Fantasy Island, which I'll go into that movie review in the future. But this one and like a really good handful of ones as the years have gone by for Blumhouse, they've really been like mastering so well. And I am a big fan of Jason Blum, actually. I love his style, I love what he has to say, and also I like how he teases the fans about his projects. So I would say give him a try on his other productions and really just see the evolution of Blumhouse. The film rankings of the critics, like professional critics, what I consider professional is the Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. And before I even like give the scores of those for The Hunt, I would just say honestly, I do not like Rotten Tomatoes because I feel like I don't know what the critics there see in a lot of the movies that they rank poorly or bad, because a lot of the movies that I would go on seeing that they rank so low or so bad, I was like, oh wait, like they actually performed a lot better. What are they seeing that I'm not seeing? And IMDb is more of what I try to keep in line with because I feel like they're a little bit more fair than Rotten Tomatoes. But comment down below what your thoughts are on between the two, because I would like to hear maybe what Rotten Tomatoes critics kind of use as in tools. Maybe help me better understand that. But for Rotten Tomatoes, it gave 56%, which is decent, but quite honestly, I find it pretty low for this movie. I think it deserved a higher ranking than that. The IMDb, out of a 10, it gave it a 6.5, which that's a fair ranking too. It's a little higher than Rotten Tomatoes, and I can a little bit see why for that score, but I'll reveal my score out of a 10 scale at the end of this video, and you'll see where I place my scoring. Before I go into like the spoilers and my favorite moments and non-favorite moments, I just want to kind of give an idea what this movie is really kind of about. Maybe just I like to give like a general synopsis or logo. That's how I like to call it. Like if this is like a slogan for the movie, this is what it'd be. And I wrote down here that it's really kind of like an equal opportunity offender. It really just shows the hilarious side of things and kind of gives us that it's okay to laugh in these moments. And it really just challenges the satire as well, even further for both the extreme left and right American politics. So it was done very, very well in that way and very entertaining, and yet still had some like awesome elements and awesome quirks to it. That's the word I was looking for. So that's my general slogan for it, and now let's go into the actual review. So my review is I am so happy that this movie was even created. I think if I remember correctly, they announced the creating or the start of the project back in like 2018, like the beginning of 2018, and they were working on developing the cast and etc. So I was just like curious about what this movie is really going to be about. Is it going to be a horror thriller? And really, this movie is definitely like a horror action. I don't really find horror parts of it. So maybe if you're a person that doesn't like the horror scares and the horror in your face and you're more of a thriller person, this is definitely in your ball game. Especially if you want some laughs as well too, because again, this is like a refreshing take of a movie that just allows you just to have those moments of laughing. And my favorite character in this movie was her name is Crystal, which was played by, I always forget her name, Betty Gilpin, and the reason why she was one of my favorites in this, because I feel like she just represents 2020, like all of us, okay? Like, especially me, with how I feel she's just thrown in the middle of the whole mess, like just by accident, and she's just like, I'm just here to enjoy the ride, but I do have some uh, moments and have some quirks. That's the word I like to use for this one, is quirks. And the one, like, for example, my favorite scene of hers is the fight scene with Hilary Swank's character, Athena. So you'll see in there with how even in there you can sense like that comedy refreshness to it, and again, that fight scene was like badass. I would put that fight scene pretty close up to like Kill Bill status, in my opinion. Maybe even a little bit better. Maybe. And other moments in her, for her character, that was funny is just like how calm and how it was just not always in your face, like focusing on her all the time, especially like in the beginning and middle-ish. It wasn't fully on her. And there's still some mystery to her character, like with her background. It kind of just like flirts with like, okay, she has a military background. She is from Mississippi, where we don't know if like her family's struggling, but or she has like a lot of like family issues. We just don't know. But they definitely have the idea like, okay, but her upbringing sound pretty rough in a way. So that's what I really liked about that character, is just her like bluntness while also her quirks. And I also appreciated how the movie didn't rely heavily on the other actors slash actresses that were very well known. For example, guy from This Is Us, I can't even remember his name to save my life, and I apologize. Also like Emma Roberts too, like those two, I thought when I first saw them pop up on the screen when they're all in the field and waking up after being drugged, and I was like, okay, so this is like going to be about them in a way. It's going to like shoot that. Okay, cool. Hate Emma Roberts. Nothing against Emma Roberts and that guy, but it's just, I don't know. I was like preparing, but they killed those characters off really quick, which that was like, oh, okay, that's different from a action, horror, or even a thriller-based movie. Like when you have someone that's really well-known name, like they kind of like keep them a little bit longer in the movie, but not this case. Like how they killed him off was just like surprising. Like what the hell is going on? And that was again one of my favorite elements of that. And but the ultimate favorite thing about this movie of me was the flow of it. It really. Well, actually, I'll take that back. My favorite moment or element of this movie was just more of like, I'd have to say the writing of it, as in how it was just really not heavily focusing on making fun of like the extreme right side or the left side. It was kind of like just being like pretty fair, and I felt like we are the people here just more in the middle and just being like, we're all crystals, I guess. That's how I felt about it. And I really appreciated how they can just turn into something very controversial, to making it such a fun, entertaining, and done very fair in that way. But moments that I just did not care for in the movie was more going back to the flow, because I thought, wait, I had to catch myself. But the flow, there's moments it was good flowing, okay, but I feel like it was just so quick with killing off a lot of the people that they gathered into the group to hunt. It was just like, okay, I kind of wish it dragged on a little bit, just a little bit longer for each character. that was being hunted just kind of have a little bit more of their moments, or just see more action based in that way. But that's just me being a little bit nitpicky on that. And well, also too with when it was reversed, where the people that were hunting the hunted Crystal, again, the true badass that she is, was hunting the hunters. And even there was like one scene in there where they're all in like the barricade, and she just comes down there. I mean, again, another favorite moment was just like she was saying like, "Hey, bitch," and then shoots all of them. And I mean, I loved it, but it was just so quick. Like, I just felt like, okay, well, could I see more of her? So maybe that's not a bad. Maybe it's just like they did that so well, it kept me wanting more of Crystal. Like, I wanted to see Crystal so much more, and her like fighting and her way of getting out of situations. But yeah, after all that, I think it deserved more of like a 7.5 rating scale for me. The acting done very well. It killed it with not only for Crystal, aka Betty, but I think Hilary Swank, I've never seen her in such like a different role like this for me. And I feel that she really did her homework as well in capturing like that type of character. And I would say also too, some of the others did very well as supportive actors as well. And the filmography, how it was shot, it was done good. Like, there was no cheap graphics or effects to it, and how they did their shots, like film shots, it was done very well too. And the writing, that's where it kind of just like made me reduce its points a little bit more, and that was just due to the flow, because I just wanted to see, I just felt like it just was a quick ride. It was like going into an amusement park, and I'm like, waited in line for quite some time for this, and then I go in there and I'm ready, and then it's kind of like a blink of an eye and we're done, and I'm like, what happened? Where was this? But you tell me your thoughts on The Hunt. Like, did you like The Hunt for what it was, or was there some parts of it that I may have missed that made it not so great? Also, what was your favorite moments or favorite character in The Hunt as well too? And what would really help me is if you give me a follow as well to my Instagram page, which is Salem Queer, all one word. The Instagram page will be in the descriptions down below here in the video. And if you're not an Instagram user, you can also go to my personal Facebook page, which is just Marcus Christian. I will link that down here below too in the descriptions box as well. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the time to discuss this movie. I really did enjoy this movie. I thought this movie was honestly one of the best ones out of 2020 so far within the horror and thriller genre. And I can't wait for the next video and have you guys visit me and see what we can discuss about for the next topic. Bye.